Hi there, Rose Jacobs with you for Calkine, and in this video we'll take a look at what reinvestment risk is. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to stay across the latest videos from Calkine. What do we mean by reinvestment risk? It's one of the most common jargons associated with financial risks. The term describes a risk that a particular investment might be cancelled and the investor will be forced to find a new investment option. It includes a risk that there might not be a similar return available from reinvestment. This primarily happens in the case of bonds. The reinvestment is made from the interest or dividends earned from a previous investment. So, if there is a drop in interest rates, it will prevent the investor from earning the same return on reinvestment as the original bonds. Now, you may ask if it's true that reinvestment risk means a lower rate of returns for an investor. The reinvestment is made from the interest or dividends earned from a previous investment. The risk for an investor is that if that amount is reinvested, it won't generate the same rate to return which the earlier investment had generated. Reinvestment risk is the probability that an investor will have to reinvest his money into an investment from an existing investment where the interest rates are lower than the current rate. In essence, this means that there are chances the reinvestment will provide him or her with lower returns. It should be noted that pension funds are vulnerable to reinvestment risks. Callable bonds are subject also to reinvestment risks because these bonds are redeemable, and so the bond issuer can repurchase these bonds when the interest rates are low. Now, what are some of the disadvantages of reinvestment risk? In a reinvestment risk, the realised yield is lower than the expected rate of return. Also, certain bonds or investments are classified as risk-free. However, some could argue this is not true because nothing is certain in real life and no one is immune to the investment risks. And investors who are more inclined towards short-term bonds are often the victims of reinvestment risks. Now, what are the different ways to manage reinvestment risk? Many investors prefer zero coupon bonds, which don't make periodic interest payments. There is less risk in these bonds because they are the investors only having to think about investing in the maturity value or the face value. Zero coupon bonds are sold at a reduced price because of the deep discounts on their face value. The duration of zero coupon bonds is equal to the bond's time to maturity. Investing in non-callable bonds is another known method to mitigate reinvestment risk. These bonds are also referred to as non-redeemable because their issuer cannot call them in until their maturities or penalties are paid to the bondholder. Till this time, non-callable bonds continue to pay a coupon to the investor. Another way to reduce reinvestment risk is portfolio diversification, which means holding a diversified portfolio with a mix of different investments. If an investment is made into different portfolios, there are obviously significantly fewer chances that all the investments will perform poorly at the same time. The profits can offset the losses in one security that performed poorly in the other. Of course, it's also vital to hire a fund manager with a good professional record. And yet another standard method that will help mitigate reinvestment risk is to reinvest into coupon payments. Instead of making coupon payments to the investor, some bonds automatically reinvest the coupon paid back into the bond, growing a stated compound interest rate. If the maturity period of these bonds is long, then this compound interest results in a higher rate of returns for the investors. If you enjoyed the information contained in this video, then make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay across the latest videos. For more info, head across to calkinemedia.com. I'm Rose Jacobs for Calkine.